Okay. So first, right? Okay. Let's see. So threads is people will feel like threads is a little bit difficult topic, but it's very easy. But we need to understand some of the functions, CFAs, how to use it properly. Then it is very easy. It's not a complex topic, and it's very important. So when we are doing
Mm-hmm.
development or testing, like automation kind of thing, we have to use this threads concept. Either development or testing or in real time also you are using threads. I will show you some of the threads where you are using in your real time, means in your operating system itself. So first of all, before going to all those things, like what is a thread? It's a basic question. Okay, why we need to use thread and what is a thread?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, thread is a kind of independent path or execution within a program. It can able to execute itself independently, even though there is some other paths or other piece of programs are there, but a particular piece of program which can able to execute independently. So that
Okay.
kind of piece of code which can able to execute independently on its own path is called as a thread.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And there are some of the examples for thread is, say for instance, if you open your operating system, go to task manager,
Mm-hmm.
say for instance these are the some of the applications are currently running. So Eclipse also I am running. If you open Eclipse, see here,
Mm-hmm.
uh, in process, so these are the so many threads. See here
Okay.
in my operating system I am running so many applications. So one is
Okay.
Eclipse and another one is Java. What is Java?
Uh-huh.
So it's not showing. Okay, Eclipse is running and the Internet Explorer is running. So these are the different threads they are running. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
how you know? I mean, these are the threads and all, right? So we will see slowly one by one. Like you see, all these words we are going to see set priority and end process. All these are related to threads. Meaning, in your operating
Okay.
system also, we are using so many threads. This is
Okay.
one example, and another example is right. Uh, if you open your Word document, see here whenever you are typing here, right? Did
Mm-hmm.
you see this one? Here something is coming, underscore is coming in a red color. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sometime you will see a red color underscore, sometime you will see green color underscore, correct? Spelling
Mm-hmm.
mistake, grammar mistake, it will verify and it will do the corresponding indication, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So meaning backend side there is so many threads are running independently, correct? So because of that
Yes.
you are seeing here this red color. So meaning inside operating system also we have thread concept. Otherwise we need
Mm-hmm.
to click some button, right, to verify the signature and all, but we are not doing all those things. Backend side, all the backend side there are so many threads are running independently, and it will
Mm-hmm.
scan your code for every type, for every character you are type, and if it found any spelling mistake, grammar mistake, what it will do, it will try to give corresponding color indication so that user can able to feel like this is a mistake. Okay, remove it, something like that. So meaning in our operating system we have so many threads are running independently.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the some of the real time examples of threads.
Okay.
Look like whatever we saw here, right? All these are different threads actually. And if we see, we are running GoToMeeting, correct?
Ji.
The Yeah, the name might be the different. We are not able to say exactly.
Mm-hmm.
We know some of
Yes.
the examples like Eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, here. Yeah, here we can able to find out. See, Eclipse is running, and Internet Explorer we are running,
Mm-hmm.
and these are the some of the so many different threads are running actual applications.
Mm-hmm.
So each application you can consider as one thread. Under one thread we have so many sub threads are running, correct? Eclipse is one thread you can consider. Under Eclipse we have so many other threads are running in the similar way, like Word is a one thread. So under Word we have a spell check one thread, grammar check another sub thread is there, correct? So that's what is
Mm-hmm.
parallelly there is so many things are running. And another example is, if you take your operating system is a one thread, under your operating system you can able to open Word, you can able to open like PowerPoint, Eclipse. So meaning it is a kind of multi threads are running, correct? That's what you can able to see this many applications at a time, otherwise you are not able to see, correct? So every application it's running on its path. So like everything is independent. So I can close at Word at any time, correct?
Mm-hmm.
In the similar way I can close the PowerPoint at any time. So because these are the independent piece of programs, it can able to run
Okay.
itself, it is not depending on others.
Okay.
So that is the definition of like a thread. Clear, right? What is thread?
Okay.
And yeah,
Yeah. So, what is the main difference between threads and errors?
errors is a different, right? Error is a kind of exceptions, errors.
Yes.
Yes, that is a
Uh-huh.
different program. So when you are writing
Uh-huh.
any program, any piece of line, I mean, error may occur due to your your programming or external system. External system leak like out of memory error.
Okay.
So that is a different concept. Error means,
Okay.
there is one example is like out of memory error, right? If you are writing a for loop, if it is running
Uh-huh.
infinite for loop, if you keep on executing,
Mm-hmm.
so then whatever where the object will be saved in the heap. So heap can able to save a certain amount of memory objects. It can have it's not able to hold unlimited objects. So that time you will get out of memory error.
Okay.
Got it, right? What is error?
Yes. And thread can be found throughout the any operating system, correct?
Yes, not only
Yeah.
any operating
True.
system. See, if you take your Mac also you can able to open so many applications, correct? Meaning each
Yeah.
application is a one thread. So each application can able to run independently,
Oh, okay.
because meaning finally your operating system is a multi-thread environment.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you are saying these many applications. Otherwise we have to open only Word at a time. Once your
Mm-hmm.
Word is done, you have to close your Word and you have to open PowerPoint, something like that. If it is single thread environment, but we are working on multi-thread, multi-core processor, they used to say, right?
Okay.
So that is the basic definition of a thread.
Okay.
It is clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, what you will do? So now single thread, just now I told you, right? Like spell check, grammar check, it is single thread. Now multi-thread is means, like if you take word is a one thread. Inside that we have so many different threads, like uh, spell check, grammar check. If you combine all those things, it is a kind of multi-thread environment. Meaning, like a Word, PowerPoint, like playing videos, go to meetings. All these threads are different threads, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So here each we can consider Word is a task, PowerPoint is a different
Yes.
task, correct? So these are the
Mm-hmm.
different tasks we are executing, because of we are executing multiple threads parallelly. So all these threads
Mm-hmm.
are like independently they can able to run itself. It is not depending on other thread, correct? You can close Word at any time. You can close PowerPoint at any time, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So these are the
Yes.
multiple threads. So it's not depending on others. It can able to run itself, on itself, correct? So this is
Yeah.
called as a multi-thread environment, correct? Each thread we are considering is a one single piece of program. So inside that
Okay.
thread, maybe there is n number of multi-child threads are running. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
Now we got it right, the difference.
Yes.
Okay, now single thread we understood, multi-thread we understood, thread definition. Okay, now the second question is, so how to create a thread by using Java programming? So this is our topic basically. So how
Mm-hmm.
we are going to create thread by using simple Java program? If at all you want to write any piece of program, how you are going to create threads and how it can able to run itself, how you are going to create multiple threads, single
Mm-hmm.
thread, multiple thread, then how we are going to start the thread. So these are the different topics. So the first one is how we are going to create a simple thread. So there are two ways we can able to create the thread.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one is by extending the thread class,
Thread class.
and the second one is by implementing the runnable interface. Extending the thread class is one approach, and the second approach is like implementing the runnable interface. So these are the two basic approaches we are going to create the thread. So first what we will do, we will see the first approach by
Okay.
extending the thread class, and we will create a simple thread, and we will create two independent threads, and we will give some task to that threads, so they will execute on itself. Okay,
Okay.
after that we will see some of the properties of each thread. First we will create a simple thread. Okay, let me open our Eclipse. Back to Eclipse. I'm going to create a new project. com.cf.thread,
Mm-hmm.
and here I am going to create thread demo. This is our first class, and let me give. So this is a simple class, correct?
Mm-hmm.
This thing you know, correct? So so every program whatever you are typing, this is also one thread. Did you see this one? I'm telling this is also one thread. So how can I say this is a thread? See, now I will show you now immediately. So it will throw an error, right?
Yeah. Yes.
What exception you will get? Arithmetic exception.
Arithmetic.
Cannot divided by
Mm-hmm.
0, correct? Now let me run it. So what you will see here, if you read very closely, exception in thread main. Did you see this one?
Mm-hmm.
So meaning,
Yes.
so this piece of program, whatever you have written, this main, it is one thread.
Yes.
So you can write this n number of programs and you can able to run it, right? So each program is
Yes.
independent, correct?
Yes.
So this is what the definition. Each is a piece of code which can able to run itself independently is called a thread. And now this is a main thread. So this is one thread. Main thread hyphen 0 is a main is a piece of program which can able to run independently, and
Mm-hmm.
inside this main thread you can able to create n number of threads, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Main is a parent thread, and inside the parent thread you can able to create n number of sub threads, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So it's clearly
Nandahar,
saying
I have a question.
yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, fine.
So we know that nothing can be divided by zero. It's an error. So
It is
um,
not error, it is
can you?
exception.
Yes, like exception. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It is an exception, and error is maybe due to either your programming or external system. Say for instance, out of memory error. So it is a kind of due to your program it is coming, right? You are creating some piece, you are writing a program which is generating unlimited objects, but the
Mm-hmm.
hardware is not able to hold it. So because of that
Okay.
you are getting error. And another
Okay.
example I can give, like a class not found error, class not
Uh-huh.
found exception. See, we are giving class
Uh-huh.
dot for name, we are giving JDBC dot ODBC dot Oracle driver. We are giving
Mm-hmm.
Oracle JDBC jar as a reference to your program, correct?
Yes.
So that these are the exceptions and errors.
Mm-hmm.
So now we are discussing about this main thread
Thread.
part. Yes. So both
Mm-hmm.
are different. So the exceptions and errors will occur due to your program. So if you are doing any mistake or if there is any issue in your hardware system, like file not found, correct? So that is due to some external
Mm-hmm.
system. You created file, after that someone deleted the file. So because of that your
Mm-hmm.
program is failing. Either
Mm-hmm.
exceptions may occur due to your program or external systems.
Mm-hmm.
It's clear right now? Threads and
The
exceptions
exception.
errors.
Yes, the exceptions or error is like if someone made a mistake or
Yes,
whatever.
either the mistake
Um,
might be your program or external system.
okay. Whereas thread is
Thread is independent piece of program. So inside this, yes,
independent.
inside this your thread, you will write a Java code. So that Java code will create exceptions.
Oh, okay. So under the thread, Java will create exceptions,
Yes,
right?
yes. See here, this is the main is the thread, correct? This entire piece of program I'm telling as a thread.
Okay,
So
okay.
inside
Now I
this thread,
understand.
what you will write? You will write Java code only, right?
Yes, of course. I'll write Java.
So here you can, these lines may create n number of exceptions, correct? So
Uh-huh.
entire this piece I'm calling as a thread.
The whole entire thing we are calling as thread, even
Yes.
though it has exceptions, right?
Yeah, exceptions inside this program,
Mm.
that is the issues of your thread.
Okay, I see.
That is
I
the
see.
issues, correct? But this entire
Yeah.
thing is a thread. If
Okay,
you take
okay.
this one, right?
Oh, yes.
This is
Yeah.
a PowerPoint, correct? But if you open the
Mm-hmm.
PowerPoint, we have so many things here. We can able to change the
Of course.
font. We can able to
Mm-hmm.
see here spell check is also happening. This is a sub thread, but PowerPoint is a thread.
Oh, I
This
see.
one.
I see.
And
Mm-hmm.
what are the program, what are the number of lines you have written? So this may create different type of exceptions. So in
Correct.
this case, thread will fail. See, now the thread is impacted due to the issue in program. The thread got
Mm-hmm.
failed,
Yes. Now I understood.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Now what I'm going to do, so main is a one thread. Now
Thread.
what I want to create my own thread.
Custom thread?
Yes, I want to create my own thread by using extend thread class. So what are the approaches we have discussed? The first approach is
Thread
extending thread
class.
class, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The first approach is by extending thread class. So let me give class my thread. So this is a simple class. So now I am going to extend thread. Thread is a class. It is available under java.lang package. Did you see this one?
Mm-hmm.
It is a class and it is available under java.lang package. So inside
Mm-hmm.
thread class there is a method called run.
Okay.
So we need to override it. So inside thread class there is a method called run. So I just
Mm-hmm.
overridden that method. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now I want to display simple for loop here. For integer I equal to 0, I less than
Mm-hmm.
10, I plus plus. And I want to print the values. So this piece of program I am calling as a different thread. Now thread is ready. So this is main is a parent thread and this is a independent
Yes.
thread. Now what I want to do, I want to execute my sub thread from the parent thread. Correct?
Okay. Okay.
So how to execute a sub thread from the parent thread? How to call basically a thread?
By calling object.
Correct, yes. So how you are going to call your child thread from your main thread? Correct? Some trigger is required,
Yes.
right, for anything. So how you are going to start your PowerPoint? We need to go here and we need to click here PowerPoint. So that is the trigger, right? So here also the main is the trigger programming. Main is the trigger of your thread. So from this main thread, how you are going to call your child threads? So how you are going to call the child thread? We need to create an object. Might equal to new. So just now I created an object. Okay, now empty dot start.
Okay.
So what it will do, I'm calling a method empty dot start. Did you see this one? So this start method is coming from thread class.
Okay.
So that's what so whatever methods are available inside this thread class, everything is coming to your class, correct? Because you are
Yes.
doing extends. So one of the method
Yes.
is available is a start.
Yes.
So I'm calling empty dot start empty dot start from this object. So now let me run it. See, you can able to see some piece of results, right? I 0 to 10 it is printing. Now here two threads are running, correct? So one is main thread and another one is my thread.
Independent thread.
Yes, independent. So how can you say which thread is producing these results? It is a main thread or my thread? So to get the thread names, so if you go to the
The
next
second.
slide, yes, next slide. So how we are going to get the thread name? So here there is so many threads. One is main thread, correct? This is a main thread and this is a child thread. So this system out is coming from the child thread, right?
Correct.
So
Yes.
how you will get the thread name? So to get the thread name, what we have to do? Thread is a class. I told you, right? It is a class. It is available in java.lang package. Thread dot current thread. So inside thread class, there is a static method is called current thread. So current thread will return you a current thread class and from that class you are going to call a static method is called as a get name. So what it will do, it will give the current thread whichever you are running, wherever this piece of line is running. So that particular thread name it will give you. So for every person we have a unique name, right? That name must be duplicate, but some name is there, right? So that you can able to call it person, correct? In the similar way, for every thread, it is having its own name. So who will give the name? So the operating system will give you the name. So when the operating system will give you the name. So whenever you are calling start, so what it will do, it will create a new thread and it will assign some name to the thread.
Okay.
So now let me run it. I will show you the name. Did you see this one? The thread name is thread-0. So who will decide the name? Operating system will give you the name.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this is the default name given by operating system. If at all if you want to change it, you can able to change it. So this
So
line
in
is
order.
we can able to change this name. So now this is a
Okay.
child thread, correct? My thread is a child thread. It is printing the
Yes.
numbers. Now we have another parent thread also, correct? Main. So if at all if you want to
Yes.
know parent thread name, how you will get to know? System not out. I am from
using current thread and get name, I
correct,
believe.
correct, exactly same, everywhere same. So you can copy the same line as thread dot current thread dot get name. So you will get the main thread name. So previously we saw, right, the system exception occurred in main thread, correct? So main is a main thread name. So now let me get our main thread name. You go to the top. Did you see this one?
Mm-hmm.
What is the main thread name itself? Main, correct? From the main thread we created a child thread. So the thread name is,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Zero.
a default name thread hyphen 0. It will start if you create and one more thread. What it will do? It will give the second thread name as a thread hyphen 1, thread hyphen 2.
Mm-hmm.
So operating system will give the name like this. But if you don't
Okay.
like this name, you can able to reset your name. So how we are going to reset your child thread name? So here what you will do, empty dot set name. So you can now you can change the name. What you want to give? I want to give my child thread.
Manohar,
Yes.
can I ask you something?
Yeah, yeah.
So the way the second result is coming,
Uh-huh.
thread dot zero
Uh-huh.
colon zero,
Uh-huh.
we didn't do the sys out like that, but the operating system is giving us, hey, this is the way we have to write thread dash zero colon zero thread dash zero point
Yes,
one,
this
correct?
this thread name, right? So if you see this line,
The format,
yeah,
yes.
this one is giving by operating system. So we are getting the
Mm.
name of your thread. So who gave
Okay,
the name? Operating system.
okay.
So operating system is giving some default name. But if you are not giving any name, so if you are not setting any name your thread to, if you are not setting any name to your thread, so operating system will
Mm.
give you a default name.
Okay, okay, makes sense, yes.
Okay, operating system will give you a default name. Now
Mm-hmm.
what you will do? Now I am giving my own name for my child thread.
Mm-hmm.
Now let me run it. Did you see this one? What is the child thread name now?
Mm-hmm. One, two, three.
No, name got reset, correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this is the way to reset your child thread name.
Okay.
So now it's
Reset.
not, yes, now it's not giving thread hyphen 0. It is giving my child
Okay.
thread name. You can give any name whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Okay.
understood, right? How to reset the thread name.
Okay. Reset just by using set
Set dot
method.
name, yes. And you need to pass the thread name.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
and you can give here my child thread, yes. So and it will
Uh-huh.
give that particular name. And this particular line is coming from parent thread, main
Make
thread, correct?
that.
And if you see
Mhm.
here, I am from main thread name itself, main. So
Yes.
this is the way you can able to find the thread name, and this is the way you can able to reset your
The
thread name.
thread.
And what is the advantage of empty dot start? So by calling start method, what it will do, it will go to the corresponding thread class, and it will look for the run method, and it will execute it.
Okay.
So are you calling run method directly here?
No.
We are not calling, correct? So because
Mm-hmm.
we need to call start method, and what start method will do, inside the start method, if you open the start method implementation, so what it will create a new thread inside your operating system, and it will assign some default name, and it will assign some unique ID also. After that it will execute your run method.
Mm-hmm.
I told you, right, a unique ID. So we have so many threads, correct? So how can you identify? So names might be duplicate, correct? But every thread should have
Yeah.
some unique ID, correct?
Mm-hmm.
If you join, if you say in office also, we have so many employees, but every employee should have some unique ID, right? Employee ID. We don't care about name. Names might be same sometime, correct?
Same.
Sometimes we will get name collision, but because of to avoid that issues, we are giving some unique ID. In the similar way, operating system also giving a unique ID for every thread. So how you are going to get your thread ID? So to get your thread ID, what you have to do? Thread dot current thread dot get ID. So
Okay.
this will give you the your current thread ID. Who will give the ID? Operating system will decide ID. So when the ID will be given to your thread, so whenever you are calling start method, so it will give the name and it will give the thread, then it will execute the run program. So now if you want to see your ID, so you can ID colon. The similar way, if you want to see your main thread ID, just copy the same line and paste it here. So here I want to see main thread ID. So here I want to see child thread ID, correct? So now we are going to see main thread and child thread IDs. So who will give the ID? Operating system.
This is
So see here, what is the main thread ID?
I want
And what is your child thread ID?
10.
10. If you see everywhere, entire piece of program, you will see the child thread ID is always 10. Did you see this one? So every
Mm.
time this ID might change. Every time whenever you are running, this ID might change. You may not get same ID.
Okay.
You may not get. If you are
Okay.
running so many threads, that ID might change. We cannot depend on, we cannot rely on same employee, same ID. It may give some different ID also. So that is the advantage of start method. Whenever you are calling start method, it will register your thread with your operating system and it will generate a unique ID and it will give to you. So if I call start two times, what will happen? So I am trying to register a same thread two times, correct? Does we
Yes.
should encourage these kind of things,
No.
correct?
You'll
So
get some error. No.
yes, it will fail. See, it's an
Yeah.
illegal operating system, meaning you are trying to register same thread two times with same data.
Source. Yes. Yep.
So operating system will fail. So this is very important question. So if you call start method two times on a same thread, what will happen? So what is the exception you will get?
Definitely.
So
Unknown source.
yes, illegal thread state exception. So why we are getting? We are trying to do some duplicate operation. So that's what JVM will not create any these kind of duplicate threads. In the similar way, one employee cannot register two times, right? In any organization.
Yes.
The similar way here, one thread should not register two times. So because of that, we are getting this exception. It is clear, right?
Yes.
Okay, this is the first way to create a thread. And if you see your PPT, there is a second way also is available. So what is the second way? By implementing the runnable interface. So this is first approach is clear, right? How to extend the
Yes.
thread class, and we have run method override, and inside that you can write whatever piece of code you want. And this is your parent thread and this is your child thread.
Yes.
Okay, now I am going to create another thread by
Yes.
using by implementing runnable interface. So
Interface.
yes, thread demo underscore 2. Let me give. So this is a parent thread, correct? Now I am going to create another class. So this is a simple class, correct? So now I am not extending thread. I am going to implement. I am going to implement runnable interface. So runnable is an interface. It is available under java.lang package. So under this interface, we have only one abstract method is called run.
Okay.
So this one I am going to override it.
Okay.
So inside this run method, you have to write whatever piece of code you want to execute it. So what I will do, I will copy the same piece of lines what we defined here. Okay, your thread is ready, correct? So your thread, this is a class and your piece, this is your task. So this thread should print these many numbers, correct? And your thread is ready. Now how we are going to call this thread? So as part of your previous program, so we copied these many lines. Let me copy the same lines and how to call the thread in this case if the thread is implemented by using runnable interface, correct? So the first approach is same. We have to create an object. Create an object for here. So you created object my second thread empty dot set name something. Now how to call, did you see this one? There is no start method here. I cannot call start method. See here it's saying everything is error. So what we have to do here, so to call your child thread, we have to create a thread object. Thread t equal to new thread. So thread is a class, correct? So for this thread is having a constructor which will take runnable interface
Interface.
object, and from this t dot start you have to call it, correct? And if you want to modify the thread name, you can give here. So this is the way to start the thread. So we need to create an object whatever class we want to implement it, and that object we have to pass as a constructor through to thread class, and from the thread you can start your main method. Now let me run it and you will see all the results. Did you see this one? The child thread name is, we are giving the child thread name as it is, and you are getting some ID, correct? And also you are getting here your parent thread ID is 1.
Okay.
So this is the second approach to create a thread. So these are the two approaches.
Okay.
But what is the difference? What is the advantage? What is the disadvantages of these approaches? Which one is best?
Okay.
Which one is not best? So here we are implementing the interface, and in previous case we are extending the thread class, correct? Okay, now the difference is, so if you open this thread class, right, did you see this one? How many variables are available? So many.
Okay.
We are not able to count. There are so many. So when we
Okay.
extend this thread class, what will happen? So all these variables and methods will be coming to your class, correct? Then when you create the object for this one, your object will become very heavy, correct? Because there is so many unwanted things is coming to your class. But you are expecting only run, but it will do everything, it will dump everything whatever is available under thread class will be coming to your class, correct? So then your thread will become heavy. But whereas in case of implements, So we are implementing only one interface. So if you open this interface, it is having only one method. Did you see this one? Only one simple method.
Mhm.
And did you find any variables declaration?
No.
So this is very lightweight, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And this is very heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
And if you extends one class, if you extends one class, then you are not able to extend any other classes. You are not able to extend multiple classes in Java. You can able to extend only one class.
Mm-hmm.
But whereas in this case, I can extend another class,
Mm-hmm.
and I can implement another interface.
Mm-hmm.
I can extend also, but whereas in this case, I can extend only one class. I am not able to extend any other class. But here, the second approach, right? You extend
Mm-hmm.
another class and you can able to implement n number of interfaces. Tell me one
Okay.
known interface serialization, correct?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Serialization is a markable interface, correct? So I can able to
yes.
implement n number of interfaces, but I can able to extend only one class at a time.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that these are the some of the differences between these two approaches.
Okay. So uh, the interviewer asked me, my answer will be
Correct.
depends on the situation, right? Yeah.
Correct. So these are the differences. If you extend thread class, your object will become very heavy. If you implement interface, thread runnable interface, your object will become very lightweight.
Okay.
And if you implement say interface, then you can able to implement n number of interfaces. And if you extend a thread, you can able to extend maximum only one
Only
thread.
one.
So these are the
Okay.
some of the differences.
Uh-huh.
So the best approach
Okay.
is implement runnable interface.
Mhm.
Correct?
Okay.
Clear, right?
Yes.
Okay, now go back to switch back to our PPTs. So these are the two approaches. These are clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Extend thread and implementing runnable interface. Okay, now go back to the second topics. So how we are going to set your name, set name, and we
Right.
need to set the name, correct?
Uh-huh.
From the thread object. And now the second question is, if we have n number of threads, see we have so many threads, right? When running a multiple threads, which thread should run first?
Mm-hmm.
Which thread should get high priority?
Mm-hmm.
So how to set a priority of your threads?
Okay.
Correct?
Okay.
In the similar way, if you take your employees, right? We have a users for any application. We have a users. We have admin people, correct? So admin is the
Mm-hmm.
more power people, correct? So they can able to log in into any other people account, and they can able to modify the data, correct? So meaning they have high priority people, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of VIPs, important
Mm-hmm.
person. In the similar we have so many threads, but how we are going to set the priority of threads?
Mm-hmm.
To set a priority of your threads, we have three
Mm-hmm.
level of priority. One is like a minimum priority,
Mm-hmm.
and the second one is normal priority. By default you will get a normal priority, and third one is maximum priority. So these are the three different priorities: 1, 5, 10. So what is the advantage of this setting this priority? Say for instance, when you are running multiple programs, if you
Mm-hmm.
then your system will become very slow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then say for instance, I'm running these many programs. Now I want to give high priority only for my PowerPoint.
Okay.
I don't care about others. Others can run very slow. I am fine. But I want to give high priority to my PowerPoint. So how we are going to priority? How we are going to set the priority programmatically? How we are going to set the priority? So this is one question. So before going to set the priority, if you go back to your operating system a second, so these are the different threads, correct? So now let me open Eclipse. So this is my Eclipse, correct? Now if you right click and Eclipse, right? If you see here, did you see this as set priority? Set priority, and here we have relative, high, above normal, normal, below normal, low. So these are the priorities. So when you are going to use this one, when your system is getting hanging, right? Due to, so if you are using, if you are opening so many programs, your system will be hanging, correct? But in that situation, you want to work only with Word document. Then what you will do, you right click on the Word or whatever the program you want to work on that, and go to set priority, and you can give the relative high priority. Then what it will do, your CPU will assign more memory to your thread. Then this particular thread will get more memory, and it can able to execute very fastly. If you see this one, for every thread is taking some memory from the CPU. Did you see this one, the memory?
Okay. From the memory.
Yes, this is consuming this much memory.
Okay.
So based on that, you
So
can
it
able to
needs
use
a
some
lot of
priority.
space.
Yes.
Yep.
So each thread requires some memory, right, to run this programming. So these one, if at all, if you want to give explicitly some priority to your thread, so you can give the priority by using this method, and these are the valid priorities. You cannot give like a 2, 3, 4 priorities. The valid priority is either 1 or 5 or 10.
Okay.
Clear, right?
Yes.
So now let me go back to our programming. So now this is our thread, correct? Empty. Go back to the second thread. So this is our thread. So if you want to set the priority, how to set it? T dot set
Set
priority. So you can give one is valid priority, it is taking, and you can run the program. It will execute properly. We can give the default priority is 5. It will take, and if you want to give high priority, you can give 10. High priority. So the priority range is 1, 5 or 10. And say for instance, now I am giving 2 as a priority.
Okay.
So now let me run it. What will happen?
Yes.
So the priority range is between 1 to 10, correct? So
Yes.
in between you
Yes.
can give 1 to 10 any number it will take. So now what I am going to do, I am going to give the priority is 11.
Okay.
So now let me run, what will happen. Did you see this one?
So it should be in the range
It should be
for
in
the
the
for
range,
loop.
yes. So now the program is failed at line number. Did you clearly?
15.
So the file name is thread demo, correct? Thread demo underscore 2 dot Java. The line number is 15. The line number 15 is failed because it is saying illegal argument. So the priority range must be 1 to 10. You want to go high priority, you have to give 10. In the similar way, in your operating system also it is defining its own priorities, correct? Set priority. So these are the priorities. These are the predefined priorities. We have to use only these priorities. Now currently this thread priority is normal. So if you want to give high, then you have to select a high. See here, do you want to change the priority of PowerPoint.exe? Changing the priority certain process could cause system instability. You understood, right? What is the statement? It is saying if you give high priority to this particular thread, other threads may impact it.
Okay.
So that's what it's telling. Are you okay for this one? Yes. So that way we can able to change the priority, and we can able to give high priority for a particular programming. Correct? This is clear, right? How to set the
Yes.
priority. In the similar way, if you want to get the priority here, you can able to get it. Thread dot current thread dot get priority. Say for instance, I want to see the main thread priority. So the default priority I already told, right? 5. Main thread. So how you will PRI get priority. Now let me run it, and you will see the main thread priority. Go back to the top. Did you see this one? What is main thread priority?
Yes, 5.
5. So the default priority is 5, and the lowest priority is 1, and the highest priority is 10. These are the priority range. Clear, right?
Yes.
Okay, now we will see some of the other methods which is available under thread class.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to understand the thread.sleep. They asked
Yes,
this question.
Yeah, I will explain. I will give a simple example. So these are the some of the methods are available under thread class. The one method is sleep, and second method is yield, and another method is join. So what are these methods? What is the advantage? And we will see for each method one example. Then you will get clarity. Okay. So the first method is sleep. So what is the sleep method? What is the sleep method, and how to use it? What is the advantage? See, if you call start method, what it will do? A thread will keep on running. Correct? What thread will give whatever task you will assign, that task will be executed over here. Correct? You assign a task to your thread, print these numbers. Correct? Now what I want to do, I want to print a number, and I want to wait for a second to print second number. I want to print a number, and I want to wait for 1 second to print second number. I don't want to execute the numbers. I don't want to print the number continuously. I want to print a number, and I want to wait for a second, and after 1 second I want to print the second number. Got it, right? The problem statement. You have to print the number. Now if you run this program, see, are you seeing any delay between this printing?
No.
It is printing in a fraction of seconds, correct? But what I
Yes.
want to, I want to print this number, and I want to wait for a second. After that I want to print the next number. I want to wait for a second. So this is the way I want to see the results. So for this, to give some delay or to wait your program to stop for a second, we are going to use the sleep method.
To give some delay intentionally?
Yes, intentionally I want to wait for a second. So let me write another program, another class. Sleep demo. Okay, only start required main. Yes. So now here what I'm going to do, I'm going to create same thread. So thread we have already created, so we don't want to waste again our time. So here, so how to call this thread? Correct? So what I will do, I will remove all those thread priority and all. We don't want all those things. So I'm going to remove. So this set priority and set name. If you are not setting any name, what is your thread name? Thread -0, correct? So this is my thread name, and this is my task. This thread should print name, after that current ID, correct? So now if I run this program, what will happen? You will get the results in a fraction of seconds. Did you see this one? It is giving in a fraction of seconds. It is printing the results, correct? But now what I want to do, I want to print the number and ID, and I want to wait for a second. So to wait for a second, we have to call a method called thread.sleep. Sorry. And so the sleep input is, if you go back here, right, it is a long number, and it will take a long number, and the number the data type is a millisecond. So how many milliseconds you want to wait? 1000 millisecond is a second. I want to wait for a second.
Okay.
It will print these two sysorts and it will wait for a second, and then it will go back after 1 second and it will execute the next iteration. Okay, now sleep method will throw an exception of type interrupted exception. So we need to provide a try catch or throw. So I'm going to add try catch because the sleep method will throw an exception of interrupted exception. Now let me run it and you will see how what will happen. Did you see this one?
Oh, it's taking time and then.
Yes. Program is completed. Now I want to wait for 2 seconds. 1000 millisecond is 1 second and 2000 millisecond is 2 seconds. Now run the program. What will happen? Did you got the difference, right? What is the advantage of sleep method? It is clear, right? Right.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Now this is a child thread, correct?
Yes.
Now what I want to do, I want to give the same task to my parent thread also. Can I give, right? I can give, right?
Okay.
So this is my main is a, so from main thread also I am printing same numbers.
Okay.
Now let me run it. What will happen? I don't want to see ID. I want to see only name, thread name and colon number. Let me run it. So now we have a two
Okay.
threads. Main thread is printing 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me give this task. So main thread, it is executing main thread. Main thread is completed. Now child thread is executing. See thread
Okay.
icon 0, 1, 2, 3. So now what I want to do, I killed it. So I want to execute both threads parallelly. So first what I will do, cut it. So child thread will execute by calling start, correct? After that, from parent thread, I want to print these numbers. This is from main thread and this is from, okay, let me run it. What will happen? Did you see this one now? How many threads are running? Main hyphen 0, main hyphen 1, main hyphen 2. The similar way thread hyphen 0, thread hyphen 01, thread hyphen 02. So two threads are running parallelly, correct? Two threads
Yes.
both are printing, correct? Both are giving the results.
Okay.
So this way you can able to create n number of threads and you can able to call it.
Yes.
So this piece of line is coming from main thread and this second for loop is coming from the second thread. And if you run this program, so here you can able to see first main thread is executed and you got the results, and child thread is executed, you got the results. Main thread is executed, you got the results. Child thread is executed, you got the results. So this is from main thread and this is from child thread. So two threads are running parallelly, correct?
Yes.
And each thread is printing the results with a delay of 2 seconds.
Okay.
So that is the advantage of sleep method. It is clear, right? Concurrently executing thread to sleep for a specified number of milliseconds. So to wait for the number of milliseconds, how many you will give? After the milliseconds of time is over, then it will continue to execute.
Mm-hmm.
It is clear, right?
Yes, it's a little bit difficult
Yes,
thread.
yes, yeah, yeah. You need to revisit this program, then you will get a more clarity actually.
Yeah. Do you mind to stop today here, or you want to continue?
This is fine. If you want to continue, I can continue. It's not a problem.
Uh, I want to leave if you don't mind.
Okay, fine. We'll connect tomorrow. Okay.
Sure.
So I will
Thank
send
you.
this program. Practice it. If you have any questions, we will talk tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, fine. Yeah. Thanks.